Well, I'm Pep Fernandez for High School Game Time, standing next to the great Kyle Gornay from Redlands High School. What's up, Kyle? I'm not going to leave you hanging here. So, I mean, gosh, I've been covering you for a couple of years now. I can't believe you're a senior. You've gone back-to-back in the 100 fly and the 100 backstroke, but it sounds like you're going to mix it up for the CIF Finals coming up this week at RCC, right?
Yeah, actually, this year we're going to change it up a bit. You know, typically the past 3 years it's been the 100 back and the 100 fly. But this year I've decided to stick with the 100 backstroke and do the 100 free just to change it up. And hopefully go a faster time that I did last year leading off in the relay. So we'll see about that. We'll see how that goes.
So the 100 free, is that something that you've been kind of eyeing the whole time? Like, you know what, when I'm a senior, I'd like to go for it, see what kind of mark I can get?
Yeah, actually last year when I led off the relay, I won a 43.8 high, and the record was a 43.8 low. So kind of touching the wall and seeing that, I was like, I need to give it one more chance. And I think this year I wanted to go individual because it's just something I want to do in front of people and just see, you know, what's left. Yeah.
Well, you say talking about going for records. I mean, we're not talking about just CIF records or Division I records or state records. I mean, we're talking about national marks too, right? I mean, those are some of the things you would like to accomplish with this being your final swim as a senior.
Yeah, actually, it was hard because the 200 free, I was very close to the national high school record, and a lot of people were like, hey, why don't you do the 2 free? And this year I wanted to do something a little more sprint-wise, and I know I'm really close to the CIF record. I know the high school record's a little bit, you know, way ahead, but I really think if I can hit, you know, 43 low, I'd be happy. Before I get a 42 high, I'd be more than happy, and, you know, I know my coaches will be happy with anything, so I'm excited.
So you've got prelims on Thursday morning. So in prelims, you just go out, hey, just qualify, just advance and hold it back a little bit, or are you gonna, you know, kind of turn it on and see what kind of numbers you post?
No, actually, I'm definitely gonna turn it on. I know my coach actually asked me earlier, you know, hey, what's your approach for Thursday? And I said, I'm just gonna go out hard because, you know, I want to set out first seed, and not just that, but I just want to set out a good mark out there and not put fear in people's eyes. But actually just show that, you know, CIF is going to start fast and end fast. You know, it's how swimming should be and always should be. So,
now, when you go into something like this, you know, you're already the defending champion 2 times over in the back and the butterfly. You've already got all the records. I mean, is it something that you're just competing against yourself at this point? Are you kind of pushing yourself to, you know, PR in this?
I'd have to say it's half and half. Yeah. I know there's going to be kids out there that are really fast. You know, as far as the 100 backstroke, it's going to be back-to-back. I know it's going to be really tight. The 100 free is going to be tight as well because, again, they're 2 sprint events. But half of it is definitely going to be just pushing myself, you know, working on different things like underwater like I've always done in the past few years. And since it's hundreds and definitely the 100 free, I'm going to have to work on, you know, faster turns, faster breathing, you know, instead of, you know, long breathing, take a quick one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's freestyle. It's always off the block. The fastest is going to who's going to win the race. So.
And those are some of the things you'll maybe try to focus on Thursday morning in prelim. So Saturday night rolls around, no errors, no miscues.
Yep, definitely. That's something I'm going to work on.
All right, so you're headed to the Cal Bears for college, going to Cal Berkeley. Long term, what are the events that you want to focus on, you know, post high school?
For college, I probably want to work on the 2 free, the 100 free, 100 back, and 100 fly. I think those are my top events, and I think for college, it's not just, you know, a great overall scheme of events. It's also just a way for me to, you know, work on, you know, underwater, you know, because I know with Cal they really work on underwaters, and that's, you know, one of the best things about Cal is they really work on every detail as far as technique. So,
do you think the underwater portion separates the good swimmers from the great swimmers?
Definitely. Oh yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people have said on the pool deck, swimming has become an underwater sport. Literally, like they say, you're faster underwater than on top. And I'm, you know, a true believer in that. And you can just see with Tom Shields at Berkeley, you know, he's got the best underwater along with Michael Phelps. And if you've seen any videos, it's proof. So, yeah.
All right, so you've already gone to the Olympic trials once. And, you know, in 2016, is that a reachable goal? Go back to the trials and maybe punch your ticket to Brazil? I mean, is that something that you've kind of set your sights on as well?
I think with 2 years of college training, it's definitely going to prepare me. Dave Durden, who's the head coach at Cal, he has the background, Olympic background, you know, to help me get there, and a few other guys on the team. I think personally, it is a shot for me. You know, hopefully taller, bigger, you know, with the weight training and everything, and I think mentally I'll be more prepared because I know the 2012 was more of like a relaxed kind of feel, but you know, now it's kind of older you get, the more serious it's going to get. So.
So the first time around, it's kind of like, hey, I'm just happy to be here. Look, it's Michael Phelps and all these guys, and now it's like, hey, I'm on the level with these guys. Yeah. You know, what can I do against the best competition, right?
You know, yeah, it is. When I went there in 2012, it was kind of like, you know, shaking hands, you know, taking it all in, but no, with 2016, it's going to be a whole nother ball game. I mean, the Olympians are not going to be swimming just, you know, what they used to swim. They're going to swim new events that they've never done before. So it's going to make it tougher for other people who have trained, you know, the 100 fly forever, you know. So it's going to be very competitive. I guarantee in 2016, it's going to be unreal. So.
All right, I'm sure you spend hours upon hours in the pool training and practicing, but when Kyle Gornay's not in the pool, what are some of the things you enjoy? I mean, do you have other hobbies besides swimming?
I think as far as hobbies, you know, I actually like to be outdoors a lot, whether it's just ultimate frisbee, mountain biking.
The beach, I'm assuming?
The beach, oh yeah, definitely the beach. You know, I've actually kind of started surfing a little bit, you know, not the best, but it's something I enjoy. I'm just really taking in, you know, just kind of being independent as far as doing those things because, you know, once I leave for college, that's how it's going to be. And I'm just trying to get into that, you know, put my foot in the doorway, so, yep.
All right, so Saturday night, RCC, your last time, you know, representing Redlands High School. Best case scenario, throw out maybe some numbers, or I mean, best case scenario for you, Kyle, on Saturday night. How are you going to finish out?
Saturday night, definitely for our first relay, it'd be a nice place in the top 3. You know, we're seated up there really good. 100 free, goal would be a 42 high. If not, 43 low would be awesome. As far as 100 backstroke, I'd like to go in the 46. You know, 46 range would be awesome. And for the last relay, I'd love to place in the top 3 again. You know, if we do that in that sequence and those times, I honestly think we could place in the top 5 at least, you know, with our high school, which we haven't done in, you know, 4 to 5 years. So that'd be incredible.
Do you know all the national marks? So like as soon as you touch the wall and you look up at the board, like you know exactly, oh my gosh, I got it, or I was this close, you know?
I think with CIF records, I know it more, I recognize it more easily. And I've broken a few, so it's kind of like I look at the wall, I'm like, oh, okay, you know, time to move on to the next event, you know, just don't get stuck on one. As far as national titles, they're a bit fuzzy, but I know some of them, especially the 2 free was, you know, held by Tom Shields, was a 132.8, which was incredible. So it's just little records here you keep in mind, you know, and hopefully, you know, push yourself and accomplish those goals.
I know you're going to be surprised, but I wasn't the greatest swimmer growing up, but when you break records like what you're doing and you see a good mark, but you still see areas of improvement, you kind of have that race going through your head still. It's like, man, if I would have just done this at the wall, you know, or like you said, you're underwater. Like if I've just done something just a little bit differently, I could have, you know, shaved a couple more seconds off that time. Do you kind of replay those things in your head, you know, now that you're coming up to your final couple races?
Yeah, I think as far as my final year, it's always about the littlest things. You know, as far as turns, that's a big one. Faster you're off your turns, you know, the faster your race is going to be. And it's just because if you're getting into that wall and with everyone else, you're going to get caught up in the wave. So it's just better to flip, do a few kicks underwater to fight that wave and just pop out. That's going to be a big one for me in that 100 free. That's really it. So, yeah.
All right, so we'll see what Kyle Gornay can do. Saturday night, RCC, the CIF Southern Section Division I Finals. And we'll see if this guy walks away with a couple of national records on Saturday night.